So let's dive in to the murky underground realm of super zoom cameras. This today is the Sony HX300 to be exact, superseded by the HX400 and just about every other bridge camera in the world. But this particular beauty, I just picked up on one of the most popular online auction sites for $20. What does $20 get you in today's market? It gets you an awesome 50 times optical zoom. And if size is everything to you, like it is to me, then this may be the camera for your camera bag. So let's dive in to this beautiful bridge super zoom Sony HX. Is it everything that the online community said it was back when it was released many moons ago? Or is it just essentially a glorified, expensive telescope? Let's have a look.
A good hands-on dive in then of this beautiful HX300. Ditch that Peak Design wrist strap. And let's have a look at this absolute beast. On and off button where you'd expect it to be. Beautiful little articulating screen there. Top down views for days. Shows me everything I want it to. Let's have a look at how intuitive this is. I just essentially, by just moving that super smooth there, look at that wonderful feeling. I can go ahead and zoom as well with just a standard zoom toggle where the shutter switch is as well on this side. Now I can go ahead and manually focus if I choose, but the autofocus on this is pretty good. Now let's have a look at the back screen then. Pretty intuitive. Menu buttons where you'd expect them to be. And then the menu is as you would expect any kind of Sony camera to be. Intuitive and easy to use. Playback is pretty simple. We've got what kind of flash we want. Obviously with this camera we've got a built-in flash. And then that wonderful 20.4 Exmor R sensor. 24 effective all the way up to 1200. And now with that aperture, you're looking at 2.8 to 6.3. So pretty fast on that 24. Everything you kind of need it to be. And that CMOS sensor really does a good job. And that screen at the back, super big for me to chimp and look at my pictures. Movie button, nice and easy if I want to do some vlogging, 1080p, no 4K. And then all the different menu selects I would expect. Aperture priority, my favorite, fully manual. And then we've got some scene modes in here. I love this 3D effect also. The camera takes SD cards. Beautiful. And then I think it's a Sony G battery. Let's double check. Yeah, I think that's a Sony G. Sony G, readily available on Amazon as well.
First of all, let's talk about build quality and design. Is it worth hunting on those wonderful websites, KEH, MPB, to find such a thing? Well, it feels pretty good in the hand. Just like most other Sony products, this absolute beauty is stout. It's like a stocky pit bull terrier, a French bulldog, something substantial. No, it's not going to fit in your Skyrocket like your beautiful digicams, your XPs, your Ricoh GRs. Absolutely fantastic for vacation, but you're not going to get that optical zoom, that distance, that throw, that sneaky image that you love getting and can only really get with these wonderful zoom lenses. And yes, we know we can grab a DSLR, one of our wonderful old school Nikon beautiful DSLRs that we know we love to shoot. Are you going to take this beast on vacation? You're going to be at the beach with your missus, smile, and she's going to say, piss off, dickhead, put the camera away, you look like a knobhead, unless you have something a little more cheeky. And that is why, and that is where these beautiful bridge cameras come into play. When you consider the size difference of those bad boys, and yeah, like I said, this is not going to fit in your pocket, but that'll fit in your beach bag, absolutely no worries. And with that 12, beautiful 1200mm equivalent zoom lens, you can see people drowning right out in the distance and shoot a wonderful video, but not in 4K. So you wonderful YouTubers, unlucky for you, this only shoots 1080p HD, I believe, but who gives a shit? For 20 bucks, count me in. I plan on using this to make a zine, essentially. I want to take images, street images, but from a distance where people don't see me interacting with them. Very sneaky. Yeah, I know some street photographers like to get in people's faces, flash, and then get that beautiful scared image of their face. But I want to be at a distance and I want to capture people. But I wanted to drop a cheeky less than $100 just to see how we got on.
Now this does not shoot in 4K, but that 1080p from the hip still does a great job, especially when you capture your mate on a bounce house, on his own, having a whale of a time. You can see it's pretty stable, and this was shot from a distance. I'm at the top end of the garden, and you can see he has no idea that I'm shooting him.
Nikon B500, articulating, top-down screen, 40 times optical view, HD video. Very similar to the HX300, but I don't enjoy shooting it as much because it doesn't have a focusing ring. It has a little focusing button and I have to finger in. That having been said, you don't want to do it because it's not nice. Finger, annoying. Now my finger's tired. So the HX wins 100%. I actually prefer the sensor. I actually prefer the colors that come out of the Nikons, but as far as this goes, this is a tool. It's a tool for a job. So let's go through the pros real quick. 1, 50 times optical zoom. If you have a tripod or steady hands, a subject which is quite far away and you want to capture an image of it, this is going to enable you to do that. Pictures of the moon, pictures of the hills, pictures of people drowning, whatever you want to take pictures of that's far away, this is what you use this camera for. That was a long sentence, but it's kind of it. Good image quality, great sensor, 20 megapixels, not molasses slow to edit, comes out pretty standard, and then you just use your editing software to make your little tweaks. Great, solid Sony build quality. Oh my God, as per usual, Sony absolutely killed it. I mean, this was, what is that? What is that on the lens? Oh, it's birthday cake. We've got birthday cake on the lens because I took it to a birthday party yesterday. So now not only is it good, but it's also delicious. A Carl Zeiss branded lens. No, it's not going to be like your old school vintage Carl Zeiss, but it's going to be good. They're good optics. Sony don't play. Grammatically, that was shocking. Sony don't play. Great t-shirt though. Sony don't play. Low light performance is shocking, but I'm not out in the dark taking pictures of birds. I'm doing that in full sunlight. No 4K video. Don't give a either because I'm not shooting it. I'm not using it for video. I'm using it for stills. And it is a little bulky. I mean, it's not going in my Skyrocket. Even if I wore my fancy Pico, which I don't because I live in California. But even if I was, it still wouldn't be able to fit in that pocket. Maybe cargo pants pockets because people are wearing cargo pants again. Baggy jeans and cargos. This is fine for that. The HX300 is a great tool in your arsenal as a amateur photographer or a mid-level photographer. Heck, if you're a professional photographer just watching me be a dickhead on YouTube, consider grabbing one of these ridiculous super zoom cameras. I promise you, you're going to have fun. It's really cool just to sit on the couch, outside the couch. I have a couch outside my house. In fact, let's go out and I'll show you my couch. Yeah, I really do have a couch outside. Here it is. Well, I only have it because it's for Higgins, because Higgins likes sitting outside on the couch, didn't you, boy? Yes, I realize that this is a ridiculous video and no one likes bridge cameras. And nobody likes super zoom cameras. But when you consider 24 to 1200mm zoom, and yes, everybody's like optically it's blurry at the far end, but if you get some stabilization, this has inbuilt stabilization, If you get a tripod, if you take pictures of the moon, astrophotography, any kind of animal-based nature photography, it's actually pretty good. The zoom is wonderful. The focus is totally worth investing in this camera for funsies, but it's not as fast as you'd like. The HX300 in 2025. Is there a sub $150 DSLR that I would recommend? Yeah, there's a whole bunch. But right now, I'm enjoying limiting myself to one camera body and one multiple use lens. I can take a picture with a 50mm equivalent. I can take landscape, beautiful panoramic 24mm wide angle views, or I can zoom right in to that bird taking a shit in the bird bath 50 meters in front of my house and still get a picture of his eyeball. I don't know why you'd want that, but I can do it. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for perusing my video about the HX300. I will see you guys on the next one. He's a good boy. Banger. That was a banger. It wasn't. It's just another shit picture.